up, everybody? We are back with more Final Fantasy XIV 7.2 update, because while we spent the whole last stream doing the new Arcadian Cruiserweight raids, which were a ton of fun, I didn't have time to actually cover the new dungeon and boss fight. So, just like last night, once again, this is going to be spoilers for 7.2 Dawn Trail in Final Fantasy XIV, so you've been warned.
Dawn Trail, more like Happy Trail. Am I right, ladies?
Got it. They wish. Anyway. Oh wait, no. Actually, because I am going to switch to a specific job for this, just because I've been farming gear from this dungeon for this job at the moment, and I want to keep that consistent. Although I've been very unlucky, because I think I've only gotten 2 actual armor pieces and some accessories.
Welcome to TF2. Today we'll be playing King of the Hill.
I looks a lot different in TF2. He has 2 knives now.
I just realized, like, when I was doing an impression of a certain political figure, my impression ended up just being my Mark Zuckerberg. And what I realized from there is that my Mark Zuckerberg kind of sounds like Gabe Newell when he's doing the TF2 stuff. Welcome to Team Fortress 2.
Oh, right. I forgot. In addition to the new dungeon and trial, there was one other piece of very, very important content that I wanted to cover that I almost forgot about until today.
Jack, are you grateful for this new content that Square has given us?
Very.
Did you even say thank you once?
Would Enix be as popular if it's called Circle Enix?
Well, I mean, it's a combination of 2 companies.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have to introduce you guys, to the most important NPC in Dawn Trail. Behold, the Corn Servant.
Ah, he's back. One servant has returned.
With more quests in his desire to spread nutritious corn throughout the land.
It would be a shame to turn down his request now.
This usually chipper cob of corn looks oddly consternated.
Hey, do you think if you ran through a cornfield at night, do you think that would be eerie?
That was awful. Well, if it isn't my dear friend Jack, I trust you've seen your fair share of adventure and delectable delights since last we met.
I caught that, Kevin. Don't worry. It was good.
No, I actually heard your stairs joke in our Repo video recently. Dared you.
That as well. Would that I had similar tidings to share, but in truth, these old colonels find themselves in need of assistance.
Like
I sense a belly... Yes. I sense a belly possessed of monstrous appetite has found its way to Bayside Bevy, you see? 'Tis a hunger so ravenous it shook me to my very cob. I dare not confront it alone, but now I have you. That is, of course, assuming you would accompany. So you'll join me then? Ah, what a joy it is to bask in the warmth of your generous heart. Once we arrive, I but need you to keep watching while I seek out the belligerent belly that cries for satiation.
Oh.
We met him once before, did we not? Oh, is that it? No, wait, no. Okay, he was talking to the kid.
Oh, he's not cool.
Say, don't I know you from somewhere? Yes, of course, you're the one who offered me that grilled corn. That was awful nice of you. I was definitely at my worst back then, without any prospects to speak of. That corn was just the boon I needed. It wasn't long after that I found a new job, and now I couldn't be happier. Speaking of which, I'd better get back to it. Hopefully I see you around sometime. Thanks again.
Takes a bundle.
His belly was full with food, and his spirit with purpose. A most gladdening sight. However, he is not the one we seek. Let us look elsewhere.
I always imagine this corn on the cob of more of a knightly boy, like,
Hey,
what is it,
wait,
Alexander?
Is this still related to the wrestling stuff?
No.
We're past that.
Who's the character that's the bad guy, but he's actually a good guy.
Oh, Brute Bomber.
Brute Bomber eats corn the long way. That's a wrestling
Oh.
deep
Oh, no.
cut. For context, there was during a WCW show, somebody had a sign in the crowd, and it said, "Bill Goldberg eats corn the long way."
That's like something you just can't recover from. That's like
No.
an insult of insults.
It's like, bro, not only do you eat corn wrong, you eat it like a gay man.
That reminds me, like, as far as, like, completely searing insults regarding how someone eats food, very similar to this. Someone says, you look like the... hold on. Someone said, you look like the kind of guy who sticks the entire chicken wing in your mouth and pulls out the clean bone.
Damn, I don't even know. I wouldn't even know how to recover to that.
Alright, we've made it into the dungeon. This is the Underkeep.
Kevin, you look like the kind of guy who eats pizza with a fork and knife.
Fucking Donald Trump. I'm sorry, I remember that clip from way back in the day on the Daily Show.
Actually, you want to talk about people who eat pizza weird? Apparently, Sly Stallone is one of them.
Really?
Sly Stallone?
Sylvester Stallone.
How does
okay.
he eat it?
You've never seen Cobra? Oh no. Hold on.
If you're gonna send something, I don't have my phone on me right now.
No. I'm in the middle of a fight.
Oh, I see.
Alright, fine. I will be the one to pick up Cobra
No.
pizzas.
I'll explain.
Until you explain, I'm just imagining that one bit from, I think it was in the Simpsons movie, where Homer, like, rolls up a slice of pizza and shoves the whole thing in his mouth.
That's from the episode where Homer and Flanders were bounty hunters.
Was it? Okay. I knew it was
Yeah.
something Simpsons related, I just couldn't remember what.
Because I've tried eating pizza like that, and it's fine.
It's very messy.
It's very messy. No, so in the movie Cobra, there's a scene where Stallone goes home after a long day of being the world's most violent detective, and he grabs a single slice of pizza from his fridge, pulls out a pair of very specific specialty scissors, cuts the pizza with the scissors a specific way, and then puts the rest of the slice back and then eats that bit of pizza.
What the fuck?
Like, dude, aren't you Italian? Isn't there a way you guys eat pizza that's not that?
What weapon is this?
He doesn't eat pizza like he eats a corn.
Shield of Sanctifying Light. Oh, it's Heidelin. Got it.
Can you imagine someone eating pizza like you like the short way? Is that because like you eat corn the long way, or you eat pizza the long way? I'm sorry.
Well, there's always the stuffed crust method of eating it in reverse.
No,
Which I
because
don't-
first off, I call bullshit on that, because, like, even if you're
No
saying
one-
you're prioritizing the stuffed crust, the whole idea is that afterwards you get a nice little mozzarella stick to finish off your, like, slice.
Well, of course, but like it's for commercial sake. It's like, wouldn't you want to eat it like this and it looks stylish and cool? It's like, no.
Wow.
Why would I want to eat anything like that?
Also, you don't eat pizza cool. You eat it warmish. Not like burning hot, but like, you know, maybe a step or two down from that.
No, the real trick, and I was honestly thinking of this because Domino's started selling stuffed crust pizza recently, is you specifically, like, when you order a stuffed crust pizza, you get, like, marinara dipping sauce.
Mhm.
And so then when you're left with just the crust of your pizza, you can dip it.
What the fuck is this?
Gargant.
Gargantuan.
Yes, he's a gargantuan ant, so he's a gargant.
I see. Then you can go back to making puns. I think we're beat. Also, what's the story behind this dungeon while we've been rudely talking about pizza?
No, we haven't really gotten to the, like, meat of it yet, so that's why I hadn't said anything. Most of that comes after this first boss. All you need to know for right now is that we are underneath the big futuristic city of the Everkeep in an area called the Underkeep.
The Underfist. Failed pilot.
I remember I watched Underfist a few too many times.
I liked it.
Nice talking.
That's just because it was a freaking Billy and Mandy spinoff with side characters that I liked.
They really are like, what can we do with all the side characters? Well, we could put them in their own show. Why would we want that?
Well, we could make like a parody of like G.I. Joe and all those other action cartoons. Fuck it, let's do it. What's that? The writer's strike happened? We're in the middle of a recession? Cartoon Network lost a shit ton of money from a lawsuit from the city of Boston?
Oh,
Max.
over the Aqua Teen Hunger Force promotion?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what really fucked over Cartoon Network, was that.
Moonanites.
Fucking Moonanites, man. Actually, what it was stupid fucking Bostonians. Fucking being dumb. Because notice that every other city that had those, like, people were like, hey, this is weird, and they realized, oh no, it's just some fucking LED lights. People in Boston are like, hey, that thing's fucking weird. Yo, we gotta fucking do something.
I think our healer's going down. Yup. Thankfully, the thing's almost dead, but...
This thing is so weirdly ugly adorable.
I know what you
Shit.
mean. It's like, I would keep it as a pet, but like, I
If there
definitely
was a-
wouldn't let the guests see it.
If there was like a plushie of it, I would own it.
Plushie, yes. In real life, hell no.
Alright,
That's a better
now
way
you'll
to
get to see, like, the reason we're down here.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
we-
a fan.
Gonna be a tumor for a city.
The original Alexandria Castle.
That's pretty cool. Actually, really cool. Alexandria, which Final Fantasy game is that?
9.
Got it. No, right, 'cause this is all Final Fantasy 9 stuff, that's right.
Yeah,
That
Dawn
rat
Trail
have a
heavily
metal
pulls on themes from 9.
That
I like
rat
these
has a metal-
freaking... I forget what the name of the dinosaur is, but...
The enemy type is typically called armadillos, but yeah.
Well, yeah,
Wait, is
they're
that an
armadillos with
armored
those
armadillo?
freaking...
But
dinosaur
yeah, they're
cannons.
like ankylosaurs, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. They're fun.
Now I've got to kill them.
It's
Too bad
fine.
they can't roll up into a ball anymore.
I think as Kevin said that, one of them jumped into the air and rolled into a ball.
Look,
Gotta go fast. Gotta shit fast.
Everkeep's construction was apparently a constant battle against the rising water level.
look, nature
I
found
was
a way,
like-
and apparently that's getting your tail stuck in energy device.
You know, Jack, I didn't know there was a slide there, so when I saw you jump, I was like, if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you? Well, apparently, I
Clearly.
guess.
God, this is such a cool... Like, I talked about this with last night with some stuff. I really hope all those talks about a remake of Final Fantasy IX are true. Because I love the aesthetic of this game, of 9 so much.
Well, are we talking like this remake in the same vein as 7, or?
I mean, I would hope they stick a little closer to the story with a 9 remake, but, like, after a fashion.
Like, same, like, setup, like, same gameplay method, I meant. Like, make it
I don't
more
know.
like
I wouldn't be against them keeping a more traditional RPG format, but I don't know. Again, there's been talks for a while that there's one in the works. We just don't really know what that looks like.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like if they did keep, like, I don't know if it would be full, like, turn-based or, like, there's a term that, like, Square uses for their, like, style of, like, active time battles or whatever. I think that is the term they actually use. And I feel like in a in a certain way, it would be fitting only because, like, Final Fantasy IX was meant to be a kind of return to form to classic Final Fantasy. Like, it was back to being, like, less, like, gritty appearances, more, like, high fantasy, stuff like that.
And I do think that would be best. It'd actually be really cool to get, like, a more action RPG, but with that kind of look. But then again, that would just look like freaking, what do you call it? Kingdom Hearts at that point.
I mean, you say that, but one of my favorite Final Fantasy characters to appear in Kingdom Hearts is Vivi.
Either way, but like, yeah, like give us like a Final Fantasy VII remake, but for 9, and keep the colorful atmosphere of 9 and make it look fucking gorgeous. That, you know what? That'd be my first Final Fantasy game I ever play. How about that?
I mean, again, also, the original 9 is very much available on modern platforms, so anyone who's, like, curious about it, I highly recommend trying it.
Between 6, 7, and 9, I think those are the ones I'm definitely interested in the most. Any other Final Fantasy I really want to try? Maybe 4.
4 is interesting, because it's, like, one of the first ones where they put a lot of thought into the stories and individual characters. Like, it wasn't the first time they tried that, because 2 tried that, but it came off kind of shallow.
Yeah.
Speaking personally.
4 was the one that was 2 over here, right?
I can't keep those straight. It's
Hold
the
on.
one where the main character, Cecil, like, starts as a Dark Knight and goes to a Paladin over the course of the story.
What was the Final Fantasy? Yeah.
What was the Final Fantasy? Square Enix's last attempt to not keep.
Final Fantasy 2 is actually Final Fantasy 4, because I think Final Fantasy 3 was actually Final Fantasy 6. I don't know why they skipped 5.
Localization back in the day was a giant pain in the ass.
I don't. Like, I get it, but I don't.
It makes it so confusing to explain to someone not familiar with that issue.
Now, was 6 the one with Kefka?
Yes.
And the one where the world splits apart?
Oh, sorry.
Spoilers. The law. Break the law. There. Protecting the law. Copyright law. There. Copyright law. Copyright law. That's a Simpsons joke. I don't know if they actually got friggin' Judas Priest to come in or not, but they did that.
It's surprising on who they.
I've also
can't
rambled about it a lot. One of my other favorite things when it comes to Final Fantasy IX is, it's one of the instances, and granted, this was hardly the first time because 6 was also a big case of this, where summons played a very big role in the story itself, beyond just like being a gameplay element. Because some games, like 7 especially, the summons didn't really factor into the story at all. They just were a thing that you used in the fights.
Yeah.
Like, you had your summon materia, and you would use them to do summons in fights, and that was it. The closest you get to being relevant to the story is that a character in the story might give you one. But, like, in 9, like, the summons are a key, like, aspect. Like, a lot of them are their own characters. And one of the most important characters in the whole story of the game is a summoner. It also has easily, to this day, my favorite, like, use of Alexander of any Final Fantasy game ever. Also, and I've been talking about, like, Final Fantasy as a series, so I didn't take time to appreciate how fucking gorgeously they recreated the interior scenes of the palace, like, from the game.
Oh yeah. I remember this corridor before I reset everything to win children's card game.
Oh, while I'm here and having everyone's attention, my buddy Darcy, who I've promoted his work before with the show, The Dragon's Rest, the radio sitcom. He's putting out a play in New York
Oh, hell yeah.
called Doughboys. It's a queer comedy set in World War One.
I was gonna say, I felt like doughboys was a term during World War One, and I just couldn't remember the context.
It's funny because he's starring in it, and I've seen what he looks like right now, and I'm like, you do look like a gay British man during the war. Oh God! But no, there are some shows coming up in like April. A lot of shit in April. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. Problem. Because of a job. When I have a job for someone to do, I hire someone with the job so they can do that job.
Alright, here we go for the final boss, which appropriately for this setting is a boss from Final Fantasy IX, though not one that appears in Alexandria's palace. This is
Interesting.
Valia Pyrrha. They actually changed the pattern on it to have the Alexandrian emblem. But in the original game, Valia Pyrrha appears in the Desert Palace dungeon, where it basically acts as the security system for the whole place and as the dungeon's final boss. And it has an interesting mechanic where it basically rewards you for properly exploring the dungeon, where there's a series of bloodstones that you can disable throughout the dungeon that will take away like these massive buffs that Valia Pyrrha gets during its boss fight.
Oh. Are you finding a window?
This machine.
More like a giant stone slab.
Crumbling forward.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, it's just the way Kevin asked that. It was
Are
good.
we fighting a window?
I always knew that new Windows update was going to kill us one day.
This mechanic
God.
I have watched kill a lot of people since patch day.
Oh,
Even though,
Fucking
like
Windows
once
98.
you learn it, it's actually like fairly straightforward. Every time the blocks hit one of those red dots, they send out a cross shape attack. Simple as that.
oh.
Let us introduce more weaponry.
Once the two cubes combine.
They don't typically.
Oh, I'm confused. Is this the... Oh, this is Viper. I recognize the stack.
Oh, our white mage is okay. They're good.
Let us see what this is.
Realize front lines. Get behind it. Oh, again the white mage. Oh. Well, shit. That's not great.
Perhaps a new approach
Oh.
to assess your adaptability.
I see now.
Well, Paladin, are you ready to play healer as well as tank?
Bong Joon-ho might make a movie with Takashi Yamazaki,
That'd be cool.
right? It's like, because that guy, he directed -1, right?
I believe so, but I'd have to double check.
That
Oh,
was
that's
like,
not great.
dude,
The tank just took a good chunk of damage because he was out of position.
Jesus.
Oh.
Dude, the guy made -1, and the guy who made the fucking host, let's fucking go. Granted, the host kind of loses steam halfway through, just because it becomes less a monster movie and becomes more of a Contagion movie.
It would save
And I think
Yeah,
those are a
I can
lot.
understand that.
Those are a lot harder to get right. Not that they necessarily fail. I think there's aspects of it that they actually do work. What the fuck? Cubes. Oh no, and they're purple. It's Nintendo's revenge.
Oh, shit. Oh, this is not looking good for any of us.
Well,
Nah, you're fine.
I'm dead.
You're
And there's a
fine.
stack that I don't think they'll survive.
oh, you died right next to the healer.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to understand how you were able to defeat Queen
Well,
Eternal.
Damn,
I also
fucking
noticed
drop
that-
like a ton of bricks.
I just noticed that your healer also mentioned last words were front lines.
Getting a new Red Sonja movie? Or Sonya?
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting
All right.
choice.
By the way, I
that's-
didn't know that wasn't Conan related. I just assumed Arnold was Conan in that movie.
I mean, he basically is playing Conan, so it's an understandable confusion.
No, yeah, but like, so everyone's like, well, when are we gonna get Conan 3? I'm like, isn't that just Red Sonja? And then I looked it up, like, no, he's a different guy. What? That's not right. Those are supposed to be like King Conan or something, or Emperor Conan. Don't get me wrong, we're not getting that. He's far too old to play Conan. Seriously. Or you could do a Green Knight kind of take with, because doesn't Green Knight kind of depict King Arthur as like old and brittle?
Yeah.
Not as legendary. Oh my god, that actually could be pretty good. Just to depict Conan like that. It'd be risky. I feel like you would lose a crowd, but man, that could be like an interesting character study. That would ultimately fail because they wouldn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, but anyone who's ever seen an anime knows the buff old man type, so that's what they just make Conan.
To assess your adaptability.
I mean, yeah, but Arnold can't really walk anymore. Like,
Very
he can,
sad
but
to hear.
he's old. He's like 80.
Yeah, but like sometimes you just don't realize how old some people are. I don't know how else to phrase it. It's just sad to hear.
Healer, no! Healer, no!
Actually, you know what? Now you mention it, Kevin, I don't know if he might still work out. So if he can still work out, then fuck it.
Still alive.
Out, he might be. I don't know, man. I'm not in charge of this.
Well, because I know he does like a lot of like workout motivation on Twitter. So I'm not sure if he's still physical in that regard, but if he is, then get the wig, old man. Making King Conan 40 years too late.
40 years ago?
What, first Conan? That had to come out 40 years ago by now, right? That was like, what, 1982?
No, that's wrong Conan.
Are you thinking of Conan O'Brien?
No,
This
I
whole
want
time,
No, it's
Timothy-
just the first result. It's the first result that came up. No,
No,
not the
I
2000
figured that's what
Yeah.
you meant, but God, the part of me that was like wishing, like, God, if Kevin was just thinking we meant Conan O'Brien this whole time, that would be amazing.
Some credit, God, just because I
Again, I didn't actually think that's what you thought, but my brain thought it was funny.
So wait, what did you Google, Kevin?
It was pretty hilarious.
I think he was trying to find when the first movie came out, and when he just Googled Conan, it
1982.
gave him Conan O'Brien. I almost said Conan the O'Brien, and I was like, I don't know if that's funnier or worse.
Conan the O'Brien is
Conan the
hilarious.
O'Brien.
Conan the O'Brien.
Oh, God.
It's
Yeah,
just one of those, like,
1982. Holy shit, I was right.
You know those
Late.
movies,
40 years too late.
like,
There we go.
What were you
Literally
saying,
just
Kevin?
topples
you
over.
know those like movie edits where how was it? You know those movie edits like they just put like the characters into scene. What if they did that with Conan and Conan the God damn it! I almost said Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the O'Brien. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled corn servant content.
Excuse
We know
me?
this fella. The corn servant. We know this fellow, do we not?
Yeah, corn servant has a very different meaning on TikTok.
You're that corn peddling stranger from before. If you're worried about what I've been up to, you'd needn't be. I went and got my life together just like I said I would. Even managed to find a new job. A friend of mine's put in a good word for me over at Aunt T's. So the next time you see me, I'll be grinding corn to make tasty tortillas. Be sure to stop by sometime, and I'll pay you back for the grilled corn. Did he say he'll be making corn tortillas? Oh, how delightful.
Dog.
There it is, the malign rumblings of a hunger most foul. Pray, wait here while I seek out the offended stomach.
Thank God. Owen Rogers will return as Gary Goodspeed in Avengers Doomsday. Let's fucking go.
The rumblings are coming from...
Look at this little guy.
He's the corn servant.
I didn't get a
Hello,
good
hello?
look at him before.
The Pelu Pelu fellow over there. Might you go over and ask if aught trouble is his mind or stomach? I'm sorry, you want to know if I'm having stomach troubles? Admittedly, I'd be very confused if a stranger came up to me unprompted and asked that. No, I can't say that I am, though I have been having strange cravings as of late. Ugh, terrible cravings for...
My God. It is the hunger demon.
blood! I yearn for blood! The fuck? Wait, this baleful hunger is not his own. He's been possessed. Leave him be, spirit. Leave him be and show yourself. Swish, swish.
Pulls out a cross made out of corn.
Corn husk cross, like in Children of the Corn. What the fuck is that?
The fuck is that?
Well, what have we here? A blade made sentient by an incurient spirit, and a rather ancient one at that. Tell me I get this thing as a minion like I got the corn servant last time.
Probably.
Long, long ago, when the lands were barren and the people desperate, they would offer up ritual sacrifices in hopes of a bountiful harvest. The rites required the tithe of a beating heart, cut by stone blades that supped on the life force and made nascent spirits like the one that sways before us. But once the people received of my corny blessings, they no longer had need for such practices. The rites and rituals were buried along with their tools. Should I slay it?
Oh, feed it with corn.
But it's a fucking stone blade. What the fuck would it eat? Heavens no.
Oh.
Strike it down and you would suffer a curse more powerful than you could possibly imagine. We must find a way to sate its hunger. But how? I've got it. I cannot prepare aught to suit his palate, but you can. It's looking at me so
What do you equip it
expectantly.
as a weapon?
You slay all manner of beasts on your travels, do you not? Were you to take this dagger into your possession, so it could then feast on the life force of your fallen foes, thereby sating its hunger. I knew it. We're getting this
my
thing as a
God.
minion. Assuming,
turns
of course,
into a
this
beast.
gentleman would be willing to part with it. I mean, again, it's making him crave blood, so I feel like he'd be willing. The dagger is the reason I've been feeling so strange? Dude, the dagger has eyes, teeth, and limbs. What the fuck are you doing? Come to think of it, I'd never had such weird cravings before buying it.
Dagger look like this before, or is it like a simple knife right now?
And insofar as it being a knife for ancient rituals, the peddler who sold it to me did say they found it in the aftermath of a landslide caused by a great storm.
Whoa, is that a duck person?
He's a Pelu Pelu. Basically a like tribe of merchants that all look very childlike and hide their faces with these masks. If you're willing to risk keeping that thing, far be it from me to stop you. I won't charge you either. Having a clear head will be payment enough. Good luck. He's so goofy looking. Given what you've learned about this spirit, you have elected to refer to it as the Death Servant. You cannot help but wonder if the blood of your enemies alone will suffice to stay its hunger. Swish, swish. He doesn't talk, he just makes, like, swishing noise like you're swinging a blade. With that settled, perhaps the two of you should take a moment to get acquainted.
Alright. I think I will hop off here for a little bit. I don't know how long you guys are going to be on tonight, but I'll see you guys around.
Honestly, depends how long this takes. If we wrap up here and it doesn't feel too late, I might start Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. I'm not sure yet. Also, did that thing just say swing? Oh god, it's not a blade. It's Austin Powers.
Instead of groovy, it says bloody. Bloody.
I do believe they've taken a liking to you, and so long as they are permitted to feast upon the beasts slain on your adventures, you need not worry about the ill effects of their appetite. The turn of events, would you not agree? Would that all appetites could be sated with corn. But alas, hunger is a fickle fiend not so easily overcome. Thanks to good friends like you, however, I need not contend with such challenges alone. Indeed, I have been blessed by the fertile soils of trust and acceptance to cultivate such a beautiful friendship. I have little more than my cob to offer, but I should hope this will suffice as payment. A decadent dish made of the finest corn. I'm also recalling now that no one else but me can see the corn servant, so they probably think I'm a fucking psycho right now.
That guy just manifested a corn dish out of thin air?
And with that, I must take my leave. Until we meet again, my friend. Yep, the Death Servant as a minion. And, tacos de carne asada. God, am I gonna have to get tacos for lunch tomorrow now?
Oh, that was quick. Now summon the Death Servant minion. Wait, is that a platypus?
A platypus? I can't put a hat on it.
Nope, just a platypus.
There he is. In the course of being used in ritual sacrifices to ward off famine, this ancient stone dagger awakened as a malevolent spirit driven by an insatiable hunger for life force. By journeying with you and absorbing the essence of felled fiends, it is hoped that it will be able to suppress its murderous urges. I do think it's funny, like, there is, like, an unspoken categorization to a lot of these minions. Because when you get to the end here, there's an entire section of these are characters from previous Final Fantasies. Because, let's see, we got the Minion of Light, which is just, like, Black Mage, White Mage, and Fighter sprites from the original game. The Warrior of Light, which is the one used for all the marketing for Final Fantasy 1. Furion from 2. The Onion Knight from 3. Kane from 4. Naming Way from 4. Palam Porum from 4. Bartz from 5. Zidane from 9. Garnet from 9. Torgal from 16. And Ramza from Tactics. And then, of course, because Kevin would get mad at me if I didn't show it off, the Brickman from Dragon Quest.
I'm just curious about that dog on the bottom row middle.
Oh, well, so after that is the Yokai Watch minions from that event. Okay. So we got Jibanyan, Komasan, Whisper, Blizzaria, Kyubi, Komajiro, Manjimut, which is based on a yokai that's a dog with a man's head.
Well, from the other picture, it looked more like a cow use of a dog. Now I don't want to look at this.
Noko, Benoct, Shogunyan, Hovernyan, Robanyan type F-type, Usapian, Lord Enma, Lord Ananta, and Zazel. Oh, and then Demona. Let's see, then we got... Because again, the tail section is all crossover characters, because then we got the Palico and Poogie.
Hell yeah.
Then we've got Pod 054, Pod 316, 2B Automaton, 2P Automaton, a smaller Stubby, 9S Automaton, and then a Pink Bean and a Penguin from Fall Guys. Hold on, I want to see what the little heart's about. He's just got that over his head. That's adorable.
Oh, because he's satiated.
Wait, if
Either
if I don't fight for long enough, will that go away? Oh no, he's trying to stab it. It's a heart. Hold on, I'm gonna see if he does it again because I kind of pulled away the view when he did it. Because again, he's a sacrificial dagger, so he's chasing around that little heart trying to stab it. Come on, do it again. Come on. Do it. Damn it, I missed the time he actually did it. Come on. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, he's literally trying to stab it. That's adorable. It's gruesome as all hell, but it's adorable.
That was my favorite murder demon.
Right. So, on to Recollection, but I need to be item level 715 to do that, which means, if you remember from last night, I gotta play as a caster.
Play as Black Mage.
Black Mage is a caster.
Oh, whoops. I thought caster was the name of the summoner for a second.
Recollection. So, again, for Final Fantasy IX fans, because this does become relevant, while they give the character its own original name in here, much like they have to a lot of the other 9 equivalents, this next boss fight is heavily based on the character of Beatrix from Final Fantasy IX, which means it also uses a lot of her attacks, which are really cool to see in like high render and like the traditional flashiness of Final Fantasy XIV. But that is like one thing they've tried to like do is like they want to like make it clear that they're pulling inspiration from 9 in a lot of ways and paying homage to it, but they also don't want it to be like confusing that it's not one-to-one. So a lot of the characters that are pulled from 9 have different, like slightly different designs and names. For example, the game's story equivalent of Princess Garnet is now Princess Sphene, so they've changed the gemstone she's named after. Or the equivalent of Steiner is now Otis.
Otis?
Let's see. Oh, we got some time while we were for that, so let's see if I can find this thing. Chupacabra.
Abra.
We just know it's somewhere in Urquapacha, and I don't remember where. So we're gonna grab my phone and Google it, because elite marks are kind of a pain to find it on without any guides.
I gotcha, buddy.
No, because it'll basically give me a map of where to look, and so it's easier to just do it myself.
Oh, never mind. You're right, that does sound annoying.
Okay, he basically, like, spawns along the cliff wall. After all my talk of the Yokai Watch crossover.
Wait, is this a big enemy, or is this, like, a
Oh yeah, no,
normal
it's an elite mark. Yeah. It's basically a bigger version of these things.
So does that mean you have to wait for it to spawn, or does it automatically spawn?
Unless someone just killed it, it should be around here. It's got like a set... It's got a random assortment of possible spawn points. There it is.
Well, this is going to be a fight to remember.
Oh, really? I mean, I'm level 100.
I don't like its head. There's something about, like, the head that unnerves me more than the rest of it.
There we go. Also, the reason it was so unnerving to you, Kevin, is they have a little, like, circular, like, mauve teeth, because they're meant to be chupacabras, which are goat suckers.
Oh, why?
Like, hold on, let's go to the bloodsucker so we can get a closer look. Because now that Kevin's expressed that this is weird to him, we're going to get up and close and personal.
Why does it have that?
Because, again, it sucks blood from goats. Oh, I thought I was high enough level that it wouldn't bother me. I was clearly wrong.
Well,
Now it has
I
to
can't
die.
see it, so... Let me reset my Twitch feed. There we go. I reset the...
Wait, I know how to get close to one without it, like, setting off.
Oh, turning invisible?
There you go. Up close and personal with that monstrosity.
Oh, why? Why? I don't need to see that.
Alright, before I forget, just because this boss fight is kind of chaotic, and having giant summons take up the screen is probably not going to help, we're going to just quickly... There we go. What's my gear doing? That's fine. Can't even get 500 this week, much less I don't have a universal tombstone. I think I can get 495 in 1 week at the moment, so it would have to be accessories. Yeah, because I've reached the weekly cap of 450. Oh, yeah, I like these. Currently, with the cruiserweight gear, I've only gotten the gloves and the boots for heat casting. I guess I'll start kind of like the other one with my dailies, but that'll be a while out. God damn, you think this wouldn't take as long being it's brand new content, but here we are. I remember something I was thinking about earlier while we were
Oh.
Sorry, I went quiet because I was reading something while I was waiting.
No problem. You stop by here often?
I'm literally just trying to find something going on to share that's not really depressing.
Well, let me tell you something. Did you see that they added Kiryu Among Us?
I actually did, yeah. They did an official Like a Dragon crossover, which was an insane thing to read and find out it wasn't a joke.
Yeah, no, I saw the trailer for it today. Well, I got to see a crewmate dressed up as Kiryu sing Bakamitai. And then what else happened? I actually came back here thinking about something to say, and then I came back, I sat down, and I immediately got.
Alright, so Marvel did this really awkwardly planned out, like, cast announcement for Avengers Doomsday. And one of the things that stuck out to me about it that I was admittedly kind of disappointed by is how much of the, like, Fox X-Men cast is coming back. It's like, guys, I thought the whole point of bringing it to the MCU is we got a fresh slate detached from the Fox universe. But we're just dragging them all back here anyway. Like I think Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, and don't get me wrong, I guarantee what it's gonna be is just some multiversal shit. But we've been doing that for so long without actually putting anything solid down that it's getting exhausting.
Like, now I have to watch the old X-Men movies and who half of these people are, yeah. But I guess that's the only benefit of why they're probably doing this multiversal stuff. You can just add things without much consequence. It's like,
yeah, but eventually
it
stops being like... Eventually, the problem you face is that people stop getting invested in these characters if they're just going to appear on 5 seconds to say, oh, remember them? Bye.
Yeah, no, that's the main problem with it all, because, like, if you go to two multiversals, they're going to be like, who's this guy? And it's like, oh, it's from another dimension. You're like, okay. First time, it's like, alright. Second time, it's like, oh, okay.
Oh, no, I'm the only one not viewing a cutscene. This is going to be interesting.
Well, it's just a guy with, like, half a gear above his head. How bad could it be? Wait. Uh-oh.
Also, the irony of, like, throwing us up against Beatrix is really funny to me, because the first, like, time you fight her in 9, she's an unbeatable boss.
Oh, great.
You will not defile Zelenia's memory any longer.
Feel the sting of
This is going to be an interesting time.
I know this technique. You must keep moving.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh.
Part of the reason I came here as summoner is if the healers go down, I'm the backup plan.
Backup plan. That sounds like a rom-com when you think about it.
But her blade mark should be recreated so faithfully.
I'm so, like, out of it and probably playing too much Monster Hunter. I saw the Viper, or the monk in the back. I could have sworn he did a dodge roll for a second.
It's probably just a funny, like, consequence of one of his animations.
Yeah, no, that's definitely what it was. I was like, there's no dodging in Final Fantasy XIV. What's he doing?
I mean, the funny thing is, like, both story-wise and, like, kind of almost gameplay-wise, Viper is effectively a dual blades wielder.
Zelenia was capable
Oh,
of
you're right.
much
But they were a monk, so that's my second consequence.
Alright, guys, now the real fight starts. I'm not joking.
Uh-oh. Oh, and it's a cutscene. Is she summoning something? Oh, she's summoning something.
I'm pretty sure this is based on one of her limit breaks from 9. So
That's
this
good.
mechanic is kind of interesting, but not like immediately obvious what it is to people new to the fight. Is anytime one of her attacks hits those like red areas, then the whole red area becomes like dangerous.
Oh, great. Oh, this is the worst roulette wheel I've seen.
And you can't pass under her because otherwise you'll get hit with a bleed that will definitely kill you. As I think one of our healers is about to demonstrate.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Oh, they're healing through it. Uh-oh. Oh, it's another one of those quadruple stacks.
I mean, those have become a lot more common once you get into the late game.
Of course.
Alright, and this thing will travel to one of the little, like, pie slices and that's not lit up red and light it up red.
Oh, great. Oh, luckily it doesn't look like it's your pie slice. Uh-oh.
I know this is merely a reconstruction. And yet...
I have pledged my life to the kingdom.
Oh shit, I forgot about this mechanic. That was close.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, I'm on delay now because your share screen broke, but that's fine.
Oh, did it? Whoops.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not your fault. That works.
I didn't even get an alert that it did.
Well, it's more like my screen would be like, no. Like, you only get an alert if your streaming breaks, but like, it's just shared with me. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh shit, I went into the middle without thinking. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, no, that's... Yeah, I'm not that far behind you then. I just saw you step into the lead circle.
Yeah, no, again, that bleed, unless the healers are, like, aware of it and constantly healing you, it'll wipe you out.
Oh, yeah. Your responsibility to not step into the bleed circle.
No, yeah. Again, I was kind of just panicked because I saw that sphere coming towards me that I didn't really think about it too hard.
Oh, good. Now there's spears. Is it weird that there's spear, like, as in, like, the weapon, and spear that is the geometric shape? Spears aren't spears?
I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but...
That's right.
Like, it's one of those, like, things, but it's like, why do we call spears spears? If you had a ball of spearheads, would that be your spear?
Oh god, so many of our DPS are dead.
Oh, yeah, you're the only one who's right now.
Oh, that felt like a bit of a waste of a healer LB3, but okay.
You know what? It's better to do it now than, like, you know.
Well, my point was more if the tanks and healers go down, and I managed to pick up one healer, then that would have been a more efficient use of that, is all.
I guess you're right. Well, sometimes you just gotta do whatever that. Oh. I feel bad for the healers in the fight. I see your health drop just.
We've almost got it. We haven't even wiped, which is more than I can say for the first time I came through here.
Keep recovering health.
I don't think so.
Sorry, maybe it's just the effect when you hit the boss, but like it looks like there's a small little tip of health going back and forth.
There we go.
Oh, thank goodness.
But yeah, no, I just like the idea of just like this giant like final boss like reimagining of characters, because this is something they've kind of done before, like with other like Final Fantasy characters. But it's always very fun to me to see how they go about interpreting the different characters to make them a boss fight.
Yeah, and there's no coffers. Interesting.
Well, no, because it's a normal trial. The extreme trial will have coffers.
Okay.
Both for a chance at getting a small chance at getting the wing mount, but also for getting the weapons that I was looking at earlier and last night, like these ones.
I see. Why does it always start you out in your underwear?
Because it's preview for gear, and so unless you hit it to tell it to show your current equipped gear, or you've saved other previews for gear, then it just shows you only what you're previewing.
Okay.
But no, with that, I think that is the last of the new content for 7.2, at least as far as like battle content. Obviously, there's other new stuff besides that if the army of crafters all over the place wasn't an indication.
You know what? That does explain a lot now.
And there's going to be more like down the road in a little bit. Like 7.25 is going to bring this expansion's relic weapon quests. But yeah, that is all for now. I know it was kind of a short stream, but I always kind of intended it to be. I was talking earlier about maybe starting another stream I wanted to do, but I might save that for tomorrow. Just keep this as a short stream for tonight, because I do have to do something in the morning.
Very well. Yeah. We'll call it here. We'll pick up something tomorrow then, because I also have to kind of get up early.
Again, this
Not
was a
like
very
early,
short
but-
stream. It's barely over an hour, but again, we were kind of doing just housekeeping for stuff that didn't make it onto last night's stream.
You get a decent amount of corn syrup content, so have a
Yeah,
good
exactly. You got the corn servant. That's all that matters. All right, have a good night, everybody.
eat your corn.